Welcome to another traditional Ikoria draft. Pack one, pick one. What do we have? Eerie Ultimatum, Stormwild Capper, Grim Dancer. Fire Prophecy is the card I'll be taking out of this pack. Over Grim Dancer, Ultimatum. Let's see where this draft takes us. Pack 2, we see Checkpoint Officer, Imposing Venusaur, Essence Scatter, Bushmeat Poacher. I think the most open pick and the one that moves out to the cycling deck is the Venusaur. Otherwise, Essence Scatter, the red-blue deck is quite good. I'm going to take the Essence Scatter. Follow up this Essence Scatter with Go for Blood, Ominous Seas, or another Essence Scatter. I'm going to pick up Ominous Seas. There's been a 1 CMC Cycler in the past 2 packs. So in this pack we see a Dranith Stinger and a Yadaro, as well as a Memory Leak. This card has been good to me. It's kind of just like a bigger Lava Serpent though. I think I'm supposed to take Dranith Stinger here, and that's what I'll be doing. Kind of stay our course. We see the Essence Symbiote Night Squad Commando. Outside of what we're doing, just take this 2 CMC Cycler. It's not great, but it's on color. See where it takes us. Pick 6 Heartless Act and a Prickly Marmoset. This Heartless Act, though, what is this doing here? Farfinder, Heartless Act, and Marmoset are all cards that shouldn't be left in this pack. I have trouble passing this, but this is, you know, a sign that this cycling thing might be what we should be doing. That being said, we have 3 cards with cycling. I mean, we have this Fire Prophecy. This card's so splashable though, and it's just 2 CMC hard removal. I'll take this Marmoset, but I don't know if that's right. Pick this Memory Leak. This card's very good too. I think that it's being undervalued by the table. If you can cast it for all 3 colors, this is just an excellent Wrath. You get to keep your best creature, you get to leave them with something like a 1/1 token. Very powerful. Here we're going to... So you take this duel. Usually when you have some blue cards and you're in cycling, you end up having the full Jeskai as far as colors go. Otherwise we have 2 CMC Cyclers in the pack. Kind of want to just take this Hampering Snare instead. We don't have any white cards yet. So this Eerie Ultimatum still in the pack. Still not going to take it. I think I'll take this Evolving Wild. No. I'll take this Sanctuary Smasher. Okay. And so this is still in the pack. That's screaming at us. We should be staying our course and cycling. Cycling 2, or the land that opens up some possibilities. I'm actually going to take the land because I feel very unlikely we're going to be in green. I don't want to pass along too many cyclers so the people next to me think they should jump into it, but I also do like really keeping myself open to this possibilities here. These picks are less important. Yeah, discard. Honey Mammoth's also very good in the decks that you're playing it in. Probably shouldn't be pick 13. And a last pick Skull Prophet. That's just, well, it is what it is. Alright, so now we see this Lurrus. Of course, I want to do Lurrus things. Lurrus cuts us off this card, this card, this card, this card. Oh wait, no, it's permanents, right? So it only cuts, yeah, it cuts us off these 3 cards, these 4 cards. Sorry about that. That kind of makes us less likely to want to be in blue or red too. Is it worth it to try for this? I let that 2 CMC black removal spell that came late keep going. Part of me feels like I'm just supposed to take Drannith Healer here. But I'm going to speculate on Lurrus. Lurrus is just too sweet, right? And you get something like this Fox immediately afterwards. Let's see what we can make happen here. So this says permanents again, though, right? So this, I mean, it's a real cost to play Lurrus here. There's nothing in this pack. So there's Memory Leak in this pack. So right now, if we don't play Lurrus, we get Marmoset and Reflection, which probably makes their deck a lot better than having Lurrus. And this, you know, people still could switch into cycling late here. I think I'm supposed to take that. And the Snare Tactician. Just kind of ignore this Lurrus. That was a kind of sweet pipe dream. That if you first pick Lurrus, you can easily end up in some of these. Alright, so this is here. We can still play Lurrus, maybe. Be more red-white, which we kind of want to be more red-white with these Snare Tacticians. So we're probably not playing Essence Scatter. But we'll see. Alright, so we get this Marmoset back where it belongs. And I want this to be like 1 CMC Cyclers, 2 CMC Cyclers, 3 CMC Cycler. What do we have in this pack? Cycling land that really doesn't touch our colors at all. So this looks like things are being cut, but we just got 2 Snare Tacticians. So I think this was just a pack that didn't have much for cycling in it in the first place. I'm going to take the Springjaw Trap over the land. Yeah, because look at this. Drannith Stinger, pick 7. Probably not playing this Springjaw Trap. Take the 1 CMC Cycler. Keep moving along. At this point, yeah. I'm really not looking to play that. I'm looking to be red-white, so I can cast Flourishing Fox, Snare Tactician. Possibly will still play this duel, so I can cast. Yeah, I want to be able to cast Ominous Seas, because sometimes that can just win you the game. But I'm going to end up cycling it a lot too, so I'm going to put it over there. these cyclers here aren't blanketed in with these cyclers because these are cards that I want to cast the majority of the time. What do we have here? So it's nice to have Cathartic Reunion in these decks over Suffocating Fumes is a 2 CMC cycler that I can't cast. Right now we have 16 playables. Usually want somewhere around 26, 27 if we can get enough 1 CMC cyclers. Doesn't really matter what we pick. We're not moving off of this deck. Take the rare gems. Take the uncommon. Evolved Progress. None of these picks matter at all. Alright, into pack 3. What do we want? Zenith Flare, right? Don't see it. So we'll just take this Frostveil Ambush. Or this Memory Leak. There's a small question of which do we think is more likely to wheel? And maybe the Memory Leak. Because we've seen a lot of black stuff going a little late. Pay no heed to the Sea Dasher Octopus at rare. This is picked between Snare Tactician, Blitz. Snare Tactician is just absurd. So this will just take this 1 CMC cycler again. Somebody is going to end up with a sweet deck because that's another Bastion going that direction. We will take this 1 CMC cycler. So we can take Cathartic Reunion number 2 or Hampering Snare. On the Hampering Snare, we just need some more cards for cycling. Take Footfall Crater as another 1 CMC card with cycling. We have 7 1 CMC cyclers that we don't intend to cast. I think the generally accepted heuristic is you can cut a land for each 3. Holy wow. So this is a pick 7. We see all 3 of these cards. They have Reptilian Reflection, Granite Healer, and another Snare Tactician. I'm going to pick the Reptilian Reflection. I have 3 Snare Tacticians. The more you have out at once is quite powerful, but the Reptilian Reflection kills your opponent quite quickly. And here we go again, a pick 8 Marmoset. Now we're just looking at cards for the wheel. The rest of our picks here. Looks like we have 24 cards in our main deck. So we're hoping to pick up, well, if we cut 1, 2, maybe 3 lands. So a 2 CMC cycler. So we need 1 more card to run if we are going to cut 3 lands. So this Blitz of the Thunder Raptor, what? So we can pick another 2 CMC cycler. How many cycling cards? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then cards from that cast, 7, 8. So really, the Crystal is probably better than the Blitz. Probably close. And these cards don't matter. So we got a ton of payoffs. We didn't get as many cycling cards at especially at 1 CMC is, you know, sometimes you can go crazy, but this is quite good. Take this really late cliffs to have another free blue source, and yeah, green, black, green was very open that whole draft. You know, we ended up with 3 honey mammoths, 2 greater sandworms, and a brushwag in our sideboard. Just as silly. So we don't want any black mana, don't need any green mana sources, that is. And so we have 3, 7, 10, 12 lands. So we're going to add those. Completely cut islands. Don't intend to cast our blue cards very often. Just that 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7. 7 of each source puts us at 10, 13 lands. So we can throw another 2 CMC Cycler into the deck. But I think with the number of 1 CMC Cyclers we have, it might better suit us to just run another land. Check that out again. Sure, that doesn't matter too much. Alright, so 3, 6, 7. Of course, we can cycle Draenei Stingers if we're not hitting our second land drop. You can also play something like Lurrus, can replay Stingers, Fox, technically Footfall Crater, and Ominous Seas. So we can play 4 of our threats, so it's a good card in our deck if we wanted it. And it's nice to be able to cycle and cast Draenei Stinger, stuff like that, but I don't think it's what we need most of the time. We're just going to get them with all this stuff. I think how many cycling cards do we have in total? 7, 9, 11, 13, 14, and then up to 17. We really need red mana. We're going to add another land, which I think we are. Alright, so this is the final deck. Let's get into the matches. Got 1 land, we've got 2 1 CMC Cyclers, and we're on the draw. I think that's enough to keep a 1 land hand. Of course, we'll cycle Startling Development first, because we'd rather cast Draenei Stinger. Crater. And we'll discard that. Maybe agree to keep. I think our odds were pretty good to hit a second land off of all those draws. There's another land, not a red one, of course. So sadly, we are going to have to cycle the Stinger into turn 2. And this keep has put us in a kind of bad spot. We don't have a Zenith Flare to pay us off for cycling all these cards. We really want to get our payoffs in play before we cycle. Fox a little late. Here we need to play of these cards. Probably the Marmoset, because it's probably going to be removed. Opponent either thinking about flashing something in or just running out like a blood curdle. They have this Night Bonder, they're on blue-black. Likely doing some sort of Slitherwhistle thing. Oh, mutual destruction. Sure. Take 4, go to 9. Passes, holding up something to flash. Presumably. Play another Marmoset and pass. Just need them to have a few lands in hand. So what could they have? I mean, the worst thing they could have is probably a +1/+1 in the life link, +1/+1 counter in lifelink, which could be real bad. Can I afford to take 2 damage here? If they had the +1/+1, they could have just attacked with Night Bonder as well. I'll go ahead and block, but I'm not excited to do so. Them not attacking with the Night Bonder is a big part of why I made the block. Ah. That makes sense too. They have all these flash creatures, of course they have some amount of Dead Eyes in their deck. Still not drawn. 4th land to be able to play Snare Tactician and cycle. You can play Fox and cycle once, although they might be afraid of us cycling more than once. I'm running 2 tapped lands in this deck. I'm running 3 tapped lands in this deck. That's probably too many. Just to cast Ominous Seas. And Startling Development. So, kind of precarious here. I'm gonna run out the Snare Tactician. So they don't have anything. I can block the 2/3 and take 4. They do have another Lurking Deadeye. That's the worst scenario, right? Not sure if that's the right block to make, but if I block here, go to 3 life, that doesn't look great either. We are running 14 lands in the cycling deck. We haven't cut all the way down to 13, 12, 11. Play out Snare Tactician, block 1 of these. Take 2. Attack everything and block Night Bonder. Take 4, go to 3. Night Ponder, Deadeye, Mutual Destruction. As their instant speed effects. That's something to keep track of. Mutual Destruction is a big one with all these flash creatures. Oh, it's being really weird about attacking. Okay. We're gonna sack the Night Bonder now. Okay. So had they attacked with Poacher, it would have made the same block and 2 less life. Huh. That's the first time I've ever seen that done. Very cool. Yeah, I'm dead, but at least there was that. I guess I will give them a chance to show me something else out of their deck. And to, I don't know, mostly just... Alright. So, we're not going to change anything about our deck, except I'm still considering whether cutting a tapped land is correct. Maybe actually the Windscarred Crag. So I can still give myself the best outs. Well, I want the best outs to cast the spells that really matter. If I get lucky and cast Ominous Seas, that's nice. I'm going to leave it. Of course, we play first. We can keep a 3-lander easy, and if we flood, we have to start a community. So that's great. Start on a mountain. Plains, pass. Dodge an Essence Scatter here. Nice. This Fire Prophecy could eat like a Deadeye or something. I like having it held up though. Looks like a Cathartic Reunion away 2 lands right now. Yeah, let's just do it. You know, there's a lot of stuff we can draw here. Including a tap land and Ominous Seas. As well as a 1 CMC cycle. So, assuming they have Deadeye, they could also have Startling Development. They did last game. And they passed the turn. Okay. So they're still holding up Deadeye mana. So, play Ominous Seas. Check. Attack into Deadeye. Resolve. Fire Prophecy. Ditch. I just kind of want to ditch this 3 CMC cycler. Counter there and pass the turn. So that went as we thought it would. Alright, Bushmeat Poacher. So hopefully we just end the game very quickly. Reptilian Reflection. We actually cast Startling Development off 1 blue source. haste. Get in there. Play our land out. Already cast Cathartic Reunion. You want to be able to cycle a bunch. As long as Snare Tactician's in play, they're forced to race us. We're way ahead on the race. So we don't need to play this Snare Tactician first unless we think they're going to flash in 2 blockers. So let's cycle Sandworm off double white. That activates our reflection. Into combat. And we'll see if they flash anything in. Or have a blood curdle, something like that. A dead eye. So casting Hampering Snare takes Deadeye off the board. Right. We still have, well, it's already blocked. So. What do they have? Mutual destruction, that's fine. I think that turn one is about as good as we could hope, I'm not sure. We could have just tapped their 4-2 and we would have hit them for an extra 5, and I feel like they probably would have cast Mutual Destruction anyway, sacking Commando to kill there. But we would have put another counter on Omnisci. Cast out the Snare Tactician, play the land. Attack. Cycle. So they're feeling it, so they're deciding to sack this, draw a card, and gain 3 life. So their hand's not great. They feel like they're in a losing position if they have to sack their board state. So they flash in Blitz Leech. So I can let this resolve, I can draw my card, and then I can cycle. Right? And the reason that's important is that the card I could draw could be this, Footfall Crater, which is a card that I'm much less likely to be interested in casting than a Startling Development. That's why I don't just run it out. Alright. And now I have the 8 on there. this late in the game, this state of the game, I'm probably not casting Ominous Seas, but I do get to do this. Okay. So this dies to a Deadeye, but I have to keep pressuring them. Don't have a way to tap down their dudes, so I'm going to attack them with Snare Tactician. I could not attack at all and just wait till I draw a cycling card. But I think they're just going to block and sacrifice with Bushmeat Erosion. I've also never seen... That's awesome. So this game, we have seen startling development used by the opponent to make their card into a non-human, make their human into a non-human to mutate, and to make my creature into a 4/4. Two things that I have yet to see in this format. Very cool. They have tons of flash. We don't know what they could have. They don't know what we have. So we'll probably just block. Take 4. They have a Deadeye, that's a bummer. Gain life. Pass it up. So again, I'll be very surprised if we see their Ominous Seas do anything in this game. I keep drawing lands. They keep drawing lands. I wonder what's in there. Can't be anything great. Maybe they drew an Essence Scatter or something. Maybe they just drew all lands. Sure. Let's run it back. I do still kind of want Lurrus in this deck, just because I like doing sweet things or cool things. I think we have so many cycling payoffs, we're not getting in any of our payoffs, and we have enough payoffs that we don't really want to cut any of our cycling cards at all. But it's kind of funny that having Lurrus in my deck would mean this Footfall Crater ends up in play sometimes, instead of basically never, which is kind of cool. Run out our Dranith Stinger. They're not going to mutual destruction, right? Okay. Just kept hovering my card. Go ahead and just jump right to attacks. And this does have haste, but yeah, let's throw it out. Spend as much of our mana each turn as we can. Okay. So what are they going to have? Got 4 mana, they're likely to just have the Deadeye. Would I trade Reptilian Reflection for a Deadeye? I'd like to see what these 3 cards are going to be. Interesting. So let's just try to cast this Fox, do 1 CMC Cycler and swing out. We can never cast Memory Leak. We can cast Footfall Crater. We'll take that action. So, two things that could happen here are a Deadeye blocks Reptilian Reflection, or Facet Reader blocks something, and then a Deadeye finishes it. So we could see Facet Reader block Drannith Stinger, Deadeye finish Drannith Stinger, and block Reflection the following turn. Or now I'm expecting to see a Deadeye finish off this Reflection. I think given what's in my hand, I'm okay with that. This Hampering Snare possibly could have kind of changed that play, held back, could have cast the Hampering Snare. Interesting. And now I'm going to actually be able to cast Frostveil Ambush. I have two of them. I kind of want to just pass here. I mean, so that's going to die regardless, right? I mean, Cyclone Response. Something that could have saved it. Attack for 4. Phased. Oh, it's just a phase. Go ahead and cycle this. There's a reflection. I saw this reflection. Do, 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 do. We're playing this into Essence Scatter Mana. You have to see that card out of our opponent. I would definitely run one if I drafted the deck, though. And so now we can tap. Yeah, we are so far ahead in life that trading 2 for 4 here should be good. They might flash in a Nightbonder. They do. I don't love having to spend another cycling card there, but I really want to keep Drannith Stinger alive. And I at least have this. I'm not sure, but I think there's good odds I cast. Well, with Snare Tactician out, I guess casting Frostveil Ambush is less of a likelihood. In fact, now maybe I'm supposed to go for the win here. They only have 1 mana, but they could easily have the mutual destruction here. They do, as we know about it. So now, do I want to tap anything in response? I can only tap 1. I would rather them have to block. So I have 6 mana, so I can do these 2 both next turn. And then if I attack, they have to block. They don't have to block this, they can block this, and they would go to 1 life. No, they would go to 0. Okay, yeah. This all checks out. I want them to jump with Bushmeat Poacher and not be able to gain life from that. So that's the play we'll make. Opponent's wondering what's going on. We'll show them what's up. Oh yeah, this is much better. We get to triggers. Right. I did that wrong. I think there's a way I'm supposed to order those differently to where... No, because I have to choose a target when I put it on the stack, right? Right? Yeah. Okay. Ignore everything. So they have to jump here, as we discussed. Now we have both of those in place still. Run out our land. And feel very good about our position. Cycling card. Playing it. Just draw another cycling card. Did. Alright. That was match 1. Connection lost. Well, I'm not sure what happened there, but hopefully that doesn't mess with the recording at all. And we'll just get back into this. Welcome to match 2 with Jeskai cycling, red-white cycling with ominous seas, however you want to look at it. Definitely keeping. Player tap land on 1, we don't need to cycle, we have 3 lands. Stinger 2, Reflection 3. Looks great. Never saw a Slitherwisp out of that last spawn. I wonder if it was in their deck, or that's just what Blue Black's goal is. Opponent's on a variation of black-white, maybe straight black-white. Surely black is one of their main colors. I can cast this Hampering Snare. I don't think it's worth it. Might end up doing an extra, huh? So they're stuck on 2 lands. We're gonna cycle. Should have tapped the whites first there. Play out this land. So if I cast Snare, and then what do they cast in response? +2/+0 and indestructible or something. So I'm just gonna attack with this. And they didn't have any. Alright. We'll play this, and I feel like this game's kind of over. They could come back with... How do we lose this game? We're at that point in the game that we asked that question. And we have 1 odd, 1 even. You always have to consider that wrath. I'm kind of low on this card just because of the stats. It can be quite good, especially against this deck, actually. Gaining life is just super valuable. Cycle this. Tap. Swing 9. We'll play this land out because it looks like we might just cast this Smasher this game. I mean, if we have to. Alright, yep. Opponent's definitely playing black cards, maybe white cards or splashing white, that's all we know. Head on into game 2. 4 is a lot of lands, but we have the 2 and 3 that we want, and a cycler, and we can play this on 1, which makes a lot of our cards better. Our Amices, our startling developments, and our hampering snares. Those 4 cards are all castable because of this. Unfortunately, opponent almost 5. Just play our cards out. We'll play. I guess we'll play Reflection on 3 because we play Reflection, cycle Crater on 4. That is so much damage. It depends what they play here. But yeah, I think just want to hit with both Reflections next turn. They likely won't play something that can profitably block a 5/4 trample. I would not be happy in opponent's shoes. But this deck is, I mean, it's ridiculously good, and that's why you have to be open to it. You don't force it, but be open to it. So now not blocking these doesn't just kill them. Likelihood we draw another cycling card. Next couple draws is pretty high. What is going on? Not sure what's going on with my internet connection, or if this is even still recording, but we'll see. And there's another cycling card. So we get him down to 2, play a tapped land, pass the turn. Now we actually have the ability to cast both these Frost Veil ambushes if we really want to too. Frost Veil Ambush, one of those situational cards that can really put the nail in the coffin if you have a strong start to a game. And I'm gonna guess just having the cycling card here is enough. Alright, well that was match 2. Really got to go off. Going into match 3. The finals. We have dropped a game, I believe. No clean sweep, but of course we're on the play. We keep 2 land hands, usually, especially with cyclers, to play Stinger on 2. This question is, do we cycle on turn 1? We would really like to hit land 3 for reflection. And we have a couple of cyclers here. I am a fan of cycling that turn. And then playing Stinger. Go ahead and attack. I'm just going to play out the Stinger. I do really want to get these 3 drops online. Opponent's also on red-white. They haven't played or cycled anything. Red-white humans? Red-white go-wide kind of thing. Interesting. I really want to hit this land up. I'm using 1 mana cycler there. Now I'm gonna pass the turn and cycle this 2 mana cycler. Being able to play a reflection and cycle is pretty sweet. And because, well, we have to cycle 8 more times to win the game. Make that 9. Right, so they're definitely a humans deck. They have some green in there. 2 of the payoffs for having humans. Their deck's probably pretty good because we're here in the finals. So, so we have 3 choices here, really. I think we just get the Snare Tactician in play. Pass the turn. So to be red, white, splash green. Well, that's a card. So, yeah. Oh, they do have black. Okay. Our lack of lands, mildly frustrating. So, like, what do I want to do with this hand? I want to cycle Startling Development on their turn to tap Quartzwood Crasher, right? So it leaves me with 2 mana just sitting around. So then I want to use that 2 mana to cast Cathartic Reunion. And then what am I ditching? Because these cards are all great, right? So... But I just need cyclers and I can win. Is Marmoset always worse than Reflection? Always better than Reflection. I'm really unsure on that, but that's what we got. And we didn't hit another land, and 3 more draws, but we're 3 draws closer to a land. And we're going to draw again off cycling a Frostville Ambush. Cycle. Again with double Stinger out. They are 7 more cycles away from dying. No blocks for sure. This is clearly a race. So they're red and white, they're splashing green and black. They just play a Sanctuary Smash. So I'm using a 1 CMC cycler here, tapping their guy. Get in. don't love this. They have 10 damage on the backswing without casting anything. But I think that was right. Maybe I'm supposed to hold back a Draenith Stinger there. One would be at 7. I would tap. I'm going to tap Quartzwood Crasher, and then I could just chump the Sanctuary Smasher. To be safe, I am going to do the 1 Sanctuary Cycler here. Because I could get another 1 Sanctuary Cycler. Of course, finally that 4th land. Opponent is... They could easily just have charge for extra 4 damage. They are not attacking with both, so that's a thing. That's as good as us winning the game, I believe. Right. So, their deck's interesting to me. It's less focused than I thought it would be. Sanctuary Lockdown with a single human. A human that's not great on its own. So we just need to cycle 2 cards, right? Yep. That Ivy Elemental, it confused me a lot. Because I've got them kind of pegged as red, white, splash, green, and black. Green for Quartzwood Crasher, black for like Blood Curdle or something, right? Because Sergeant... And they have Sanctuary Lockdown. They have to have a lot of, like... We'll see. Alright. So here we are in round 2. We're on the draw. Scene's not as exciting as the last one, but it's got both our colors. It's got 3 lands. It's got a cycling payoff and some cyclers. So it's definitely a keep. Mulligans. Start by cycling a Draenith Stinger. Pass the turn. Draenith Stinger. Yes. No need to cycle. Pass again. Really don't have a use for just cycling cards willy-nilly. So this opens them up to green and blue mana. Otherwise they're stuck on mono black. I think I just want to hit my land drops, and having extra lands is bad. And that's a clunkier card to cycle. So we're gonna go Marmoset here. This tap land is hurting us now. other, because we could go Reflection Cycle on 4 mana next turn. Alright. So now is that a trade that we want to offer though? Can offer Reptilian Reflection for that, but I don't really feel the need to do so. They could be splashing the green 2 mana, get a 1 human, 1 non-human back from the graveyard. So I'm on attacking. Of course they don't block. Play Marmoset. Do I threaten to block? No, I want them to attack, right? Like, if I leave an untapped land, they're less likely to attack. Because I have probably 4 power first strike creatures. I'm fine with them attacking. I want to get in hit with this Reptilian Reflection. There's that. There's the attack. Just keeping up the land wouldn't have done anything there anyway. So they're all but tapped out. So I'm going to go ahead and cast out both these payoffs and cycle a card, hit for a large amount of damage. Now's the point where we save this land. And of course we draw the Snare Tactician just in time to kind of ignore their blocker and finish off the game. The deck played out sweet. It was a red-white cycling deck that was kind of open. We edged our way into it and got there with 3-0. Thanks again for watching. Hope you enjoyed.